Well, hey everybody. Welcome back, peeps. Hope everybody's doing well today. Just as I was starting this video, I was looking outside. Just the sun kind of came out. I'm looking at the springtime flowers and all the beauty out there. And I was just thinking of all the things that I wanted to talk about. And I had a couple other topics in mind. But no, of course, I'm going to be talking about the Will Smith incident that happened the other day. But before you click off saying, I don't want to hear anything else about this shit, hear me out because it's not about Will Smith or Chris Rock, but this is about the wider issue that this is like the pinnacle of bullshit in the history of the pretentious nature of Hollywood, the elite, the government, all the different bullshit that we've all been frustrated about over the past, decades, but mostly over the past few years. Um, has kind of culminated in this moment, which I find to be a hilarious insight into human nature. Now, look, I grew up in the old school days where you settle disputes, in a fist fight sometimes. That's just how it happens. I got in a couple and, the scuffles ended and you make amends. This is not what happened here. This is something completely different. You know, a guy winning a major award actually comes up. Is it the Academy Awards or is it the Oscars? Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I don't follow Hollywood. I don't follow actors. I don't know the ins and outs of people's relationships and their histories and their wives. I didn't know anything about Jada Smith or even his kid. I don't pay attention to these things. I'm even a musician and I don't pay attention to band members. I know people who can name a guitar player's kids and their whole history. That's fine. People are into that. I'm just not. So that's what I'm saying is all this is new to me. The impact of it though, when I saw what happened was okay, that's fake or else that's real and it's absurd. But even if it was fake, it would be absurd that the Academy Awards would allow something like that to happen or whatever award it was. Let me get to my point here in my assessment on this. This this is elite privilege, and this is the privilege of a man to walk up on a stage and slap a comedian. Chris Rock, a well-known comedian that has been doing comedy for, since I was a kid. I mean, maybe not when I was a kid, but at least I remember when he came. It's been quite a while. I don't know how long he's been doing his shtick, but he does his thing. And people have lived through so many different roasts and insults over the years, and nobody's ever thrown a punch. One guy does. Now, what happens? Do people react in disgust by saying, oh no, whoa, how, God, this is horrible. Let's get this guy out of here and, kick him out. No. He proceeds to go back to his seat and laugh about it, and then everybody else just kind of ha 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 plays along with the shit. It showed just how disgusting the people within Hollywood really are. I've known this. You've probably known this, but there are still a lot of people out there who admire these folks, who think that these are great people. But here's where it gets interesting: the excuses people make about him doing that. I don't know. I can't remember this one lady's name. She's a black lady and she has like really short hair and it was kind of bleached. I don't know if she's an actress or a musician. Oh no, she's a comedian from what I understand. The point is she was justifying it by saying basically he's standing up for his woman. This whole chivalry thing. And the irony here is that we're talking about Hollywood. Hollywood, the ones who have been preaching nonviolence for so long, the ones who are always have these virtue signaling ideas about bullying or harming people. And he claims he's standing up for his wife, so there people are afraid to even talk about it. Oh no, it deals with women and it deals with perhaps race and somebody's disease. Oh my God, what are we ever going to do? And the people just froze up and proceeded to go out and party with Will Smith. As far as I'm concerned, I look, like I said, I settled shit with fights, but that shit needs to be planned. That shit needs to be tactfully done. But there's another aspect, even people are afraid to say, oh, they'll say, oh, well, he might have had a mental issue. Yeah, well, welcome to the club. We all have mental problems in life, but after looking at the analysis, people say that his wife is basically a full-blown narcissist and that he did it for her because he's hoodwinked or whatnot. It doesn't matter. It's what happened. It's not about him. It's not even about Chris Rock. It's about the fact that we have culminated from the idea of canceling people's jokes to the fact where somebody can walk onto stage in the most, one of the most televised events and punch somebody or slap them and just go back to their seat and laugh it off. That's pretty fucked up shit. If you don't remember, if you don't watch South Park, you've probably never seen the episode where Cartman, he wants everyone to roast him. And nobody wants to do it because he's one of those guys that his ego is so big and he's so arrogant that everybody knows, even if they make a joke about him, then, he'll probably get revenge, which he, in the end of the episode, he did, of course, Everybody roasted him and he sat there and he took it, and then he's like, took it all seriously at the end. But this wasn't even a roast. This wasn't even a joke about somebody's, like, something horrible. This was about his bald wife. It's crazy. It's crazy that people, not that people do this shit, but that people have sat back and defended it. It's kind of funny, actually. It's so pathetic. It's like if somebody made fun of my sciatica that I've had. Like, okay, oh, you're limping around with your bad back. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Oh, no, I'm going to come up and punch you in the face over it. But as I said, this isn't about that. It's about the bigger picture. You remember Kanye when he went up on stage like a total douchebag and got kicked out for it, or for taking the mic from Taylor Swift or something. I think he did it like twice, but the funny thing is that this guy has apologized to everyone that night except the dude he actually hit. He said he was sorry to the place he was at and the people. He didn't want to overshadow the night, but he didn't even apologize to the dude he hit over a joke about his bald wife. And I think it's because the issues surrounding race, gender, mental health, chivalry, control your fucking emotions. What happened to, being a man and owning up and being able to handle your shit without violence? It's absurd. It's really funny. It's funny only in the sense that Chris Rock now, his ticket sales have just gone through the roof for his upcoming show, and that's good for him. And as for Will, it's just unfortunate because he just went and took the best night of his life and completely turned it upside down. Like, he just destroyed himself, completely ruined his reputation over his wife and a joke about her bald head. And from what I understand, I guess she's been cheating and wants an open relationship. He's got other issues. All of that, whatever. He's just a dude. I don't care about Will Smith's life. I don't give a shit. I'm not a Hollywood Reporter-y kind of guy. I just think it's fascinating that this is allowed to happen without, him having to face repercussions when anyone else would have. And I'm very curious to know what would have happened if it had been a white guy that had gone up on stage and slapped him. I'll leave that for you to define. Or if it was a female comedian that was slapped by a man. Let's take it that way. And that sounds harsh, but the truth is, it would be handled completely differently. We're living in a complete bullshit, delusional, this kind of, a lot of people would just call it, I guess, the anti-woke. This, like, Hollywood wants to be, quote, woke, but in the end, they're the pedophiles, the freaks, the, abusers, a lot of them, get fucked up and die young on, drugs. It must suck to be famous, right? I mean, but I don't know why people look to these guys for advice or these people for, and maybe that's the unfortunate thing, is that Will Smith was actually respected by a lot of people. And now overnight he just took a shit. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the issue. And for what it's worth, I just thought it was a funny time in history. And I'll talk to you all next time. Peace.